Hello, well, it's good to be back. It's been a year, just over a year, since I last posted a video on YouTube. It's a long time, particularly when I posted so many before. Anyway, thought I would perhaps say a little bit about what's happened during that year and in fact before. And also, I want to tell you about a pretty big project I've been working on, quite an interesting project. So I got some good news on that one. But first of all, actually, I'd just like to say thanks because while I've been absent from YouTube, I've had so many really nice messages and it's been really, really kind of you. It's been supportive and people asking how I am, what's going on, am I still around, and all that sort of thing. So I really appreciate it. I also am very grateful to everyone who's been continuing to buy lots of stuff from my shop, from my online shop. So thanks very much for the support there. So, if you want to skip this bit, because I'm going to be talking about health type things, if you want to skip that, do and just go to the second half of the video where I talk about my new project. But anyway, yeah, I've been, I've been making videos now on YouTube for, 10 years? And I've put up close on 500 videos. Well, that's like a video every week for 10 years, which is pretty good going actually. I've enjoyed it. And it's, it's a nice little history of my life and what goes on. And I hope you've been enjoying it. I know I get some lovely comments from people saying how, it's inspired them to have a go at some leather work or something. Anyway, uh, I what you probably don't know is I haven't really in my channel ever said much about my personal life. And I suppose, I don't know why I haven't, but anyway, I haven't said much about it. You've probably pieced together quite a lot about what sort of bloke I am and what I get up to. But I've had quite a sort of difficult time the past sort of 2, 3 years, really. And that's because I was diagnosed about 4 years ago with blood cancer. And I'm fortunate in as much as I've not got a really aggressive form of blood cancer. Um, but nonetheless, it's been quite debilitating for me. And I mean, keeping it short, I've basically got two kinds of blood cancer. I've got one where I produce wonky red blood cells, actually quite anemic, and I've got another where I produce too many platelets, so I'm at risk of stroke. So at the moment, I'm actually been on chemotherapy for quite a while now, and that's basically to get my platelets down. And I'm pleased to say at the moment I'm doing pretty well on it. So that's all pretty positive actually. I'm pleased about all of that. But it has affected what I do in life. My energy's a lot less. And also I'm having to be very careful about infection risk. And obviously with COVID, it's an additional sort of threat. That does make my life quite tricky now. I'm one of these 500,000 people in the UK who are having to still shield, even though, to a lot of all intents, you could say elements of the pandemic are over, but they're not because it's still obviously a risk for people like myself who could be quite badly affected. I did in July have quite a heavy stint in hospital. Uh, one of the doctors looking after me said, well, we filled you up with bleach basically, and that's when I was getting better. And he said, we filled you up with bleach and it's obviously beginning to work. I think they're pretty certain I had sepsis, which is like blood poisoning. It's pretty serious. I feel I was pretty close to pegging it on that one, being blunt. So I was, 3 times in A&E, collapsing and not in a good way. But anyway, thanks to the great people in the NHS, National Health Service here in the UK, they got me going. So it's not been an easy run. And I think it's very easy for everyone perhaps to sort of think about health and take it for granted. I guess we all probably do all the time. We have fairly good health, but when you hit a bad patch, it's not so easy. So I guess that to a large extent explains why I've not been doing the videos. I mean, I can remember when I was doing the last video, which was the memorial bench for Phil, I actually wondered if I could get through that day. The tiredness is a problem for me. But anyway, I did. Great lot of friends there on that one spurring me on, which was, fantastic from a filming point of view. really nice, supportive group. So yeah, I'm having to be careful now, and I'm having to pace my energy. So I even have things like a mobility scooter to get me around where I'm doing, like I want to get into Noel Park, because then I can use my scooter to get up there and then I walk around. I still get a lot of exercise, but I am seeing my life a bit like a little battery. I run down a bit more easily, so I do have to be careful. So yeah, that's basically me. Will aim to do a few more videos. I do enjoy it, but I sort of felt probably I needed a space to recalibrate in life. I know it may sound odd, and I also sort of felt I suppose I did just need time, really, just to rethink about things and what I'm doing. I don't know if that seems odd or not, but that is essentially what I sort of felt I wanted, was a bit of space, sort myself out and give some time. When you're producing sort of videos and working at your sort of interests, it obviously takes a lot of sort of time, a lot of energy, and I needed that space, which was good to get. But yeah, so I'm now taking life fairly easily, which for me, who's always been a bit sort of ADHD, going on to the next thing, and all of that, is actually quite hard for me to slow down. But I'm getting better at it. So that's been sort of the gap, if you like, and the project. Well, it's been rather a good fun project. I have obviously been quite limited, not being able to do a lot of the things I've wanted to previously do, but I have pushed the boundaries on my shoemaking, and I've been making quite a few more shoes. I mean, pair here, well, shoe, but yeah, I've been enjoying really progressing the shoemaking, and I've been writing a book on shoemaking. So this is the big project thing I've been on to, and this is my proof copy that I have at the moment, and it's basically all about how to make some handmade shoes, because I know when I popped some videos up on the shoemaking, I got so many sort of like questions, and then as I did more shoemaking, I began to think, yeah, all of these are potential stumbling blocks. Let's try and get something set out in a book in a simple sort of way, which will take someone who's new to shoemaking, take them through step by step how to make some shoes. So that's what I set out to do, and I've actually sort of put in this book. It's quite a big book actually. I mean, it's 11 inches by 8.5, so it's a decent size, and I've put in lots and lots of pictures. There's actually like 380 pictures taking you through every aspect of shoemaking. So, and I've aimed it to try and keep it really as simple as I can. So what I've done, I've kept the tool usage to a minimum. I have referred to other tools, as you know me, I like my tools. And I've also tried to keep all the materials side of it straightforward as well. So it's been a good project. It's taken an awful lot of work, actually. Not just the sort of photographing and making and then writing up on the making, but it's been a lot of work sort of editing, refining, and actually getting it into a publishable state. But I'm pleased with it. It's 280 pages. I've tried to keep the price. It's on Amazon, so you can find this on Amazon. I'll pop a link down below. But yeah, 280 pages. I think it's something like 370 or so photographs of every stage, going right through from getting your tools to getting some leather to making a paper pattern, and then getting on to sewing your shoe together. And it's all with the traditional hand welting, wooden pegged heels, etc. It's been a great project, and I'm really pleased to get the book. So there you are. I am still around. I'm sorry for the long gap that there's been, but I think it's probably been, well, necessary for me. I'm pleased to say I'm doing well at the moment on this chemotherapy, and I'm sort of getting on with life and enjoying it, and I've got lots of things I want to do, so I'll share some of those with you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks again for all your support. I should just add that my website There are a few belts left on it now, mostly 36s, 38s, but I will be closing my website. I am having to refocus what I do in life, so I'm trying to make my life simpler, which for me is quite a challenge. Anyway, thanks again, and good to be back. Okay, bye bye then. Bye.